A trendy shampoo that made all sorts of promises to its customers is once again under the microscope.
Literally had almost a baseball size of hair in my hand. She's lost, I would say, 3/4 of it. Her hair is breaking off. I found massive clumps of hair that were concerning.
People who were making these claims were not medical professionals. These were really dangerous claims to be making. It is so irresponsible to make the claims that Young Living was making at this time because you're literally gambling with people's lives. There is no scientific evidence that any essential oil cures any of this shit. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Blanca and I create videos revolving around motherhood, military, and as of recently, anti-MLM content. So if any of those things are of interest to you, then definitely hit the red subscribe button. Today's video was inspired by Kiki Chanel. She created a video last year. I think she titled it Celebrity MLM Scammers. And so today we are going to focus our efforts and our energy on the Latino community and their own celebrity hunts. When talking about MLMs, I do feel like there's a piece to the puzzle that is missing from the story. And we all know that MLMs affect a wide spectrum of people. It does not discriminate against race, ethnicities, or even socioeconomic backgrounds. Keeping that in mind, I do want to focus today's video on the celebrities that are a part of MLMs and which MLMs are within our Latino community and how they're just preying on our people's fears, dreams, and aspirations, because it is a topic of conversation that we should be having. Because once you realize that which MLMs are just in our community, you will be astonished as to their tactics, their pushy ways, and what they're doing in order to recruit people to be a part of their business. Some of the MLMs that I will be mentioning will not come as a surprise to you, while others might even be new. At least one of them for me it is. Mary Kay, Herbalife, Young Living, and Monat are some of the MLMs that are involved in the Latino community, and by involved I mean targeting them. And then a newer one for me is I Am Academy, and the only reason I found out about that specific MLM was because I was watching Isabella Lantern's video and she got an MLM horror story where this girl has family members that are undocumented, they don't have papers, and they were targeted by Herbalife and I believe I Am Academy as well. And so this is what I mean by these MLMs and MLMers just really preying on people's vulnerabilities and being in a really tough situation where obviously if you're undocumented you can't legally work on the books, but there are other ways around it. And so they'll tell them that you can make money and you can get your papers and that you can do all of this with being a part of an MLM, when in reality there is so much involved in the legalities of becoming a legal citizen in the United States that the fact that these people prey on that and just exploit it to no end is disgusting. The two MLMs that I will be focusing on in today's video are Monat and Young Living, and the celebrities that are involved with these two MLMs, they're highly recognizable people. They've been in major movies, telenovelas, which are just the Spanish equivalent of soap operas, and they are also TV hosts. So they are very, very recognizable within the Latino community. People know who they are and they have a massive, massive following. So obviously being in an MLM will work out for them because they have a huge following and can influence these people into joining their team. And I just honestly can't fathom, okay, scratch that. I know why they joined the MLM. It's just that I can't comprehend or even understand why they would even want to be associated with an MLM, knowing that it is a scam, knowing that it's not going to work out for their followers just like it is working out for them. They really like to use the word mujer emprendedora, which is just entrepreneurship or being an entrepreneur, and selling this type of lifestyle to these women that aspire to be them, want to be like them, and have what they have. But these celebrities that are a part of these MLMs know that that's not possible, and yet they are feeding this and selling this to their following. It is worth mentioning though that a lot of these celebrities are no longer working in their profession, were either laid off or just aren't finding work because of the pandemic. So do what you will with that. I will say please do not leave them any nasty comments or send them any nasty DMs, because that is very counterproductive to the anti-MLM movement, which is educating people on why MLMs are predatory and why they're just bad in general. And leaving them nasty comments or sending them nasty DMs isn't really going to do anything other than just make them feel like they have to prove you wrong, that it's not a scam. So please don't leave them any nasty comments, don't send them any nasty DMs, it's not worth it. The first person I am going to be talking about is going to be more of a set just because they are a couple and they both seem to be involved with Young Living. Kiki Chanel did mention them in her own video, but I thought it would be worth mentioning them in my own just because they are both Latinos, and that is Alexa Vega and Carlos Peña. We all know who Alexa Vega is. She played Carmen Cortez in the Spy Kids movie, and Carlos Peña is a member of Big Time Rush. So highly known people and celebrities here. And it really took me aback that both of them were involved with Young Living, and you all know my opinion about Young Living. It's probably one of the worst MLMs you can get involved with. So when I saw that she was involved with Young Living, I was just like, I'm looking at her Instagram account right now. She has 1.6 million followers, so that is a huge following right there. And if you look all through her Instagram account, you will not find a lot of posts in regards to Young Living. There will be a few sprinkled here and there. And that is because she does have her own separate IG account for Young Living. And that is what, the oily inspired or something like that. So it's very difficult to determine that she's part of an MLM. This post in particular, it is from November 2019. I know it's a little old, but it is still relevant because what she's promoting in this specific post is dangerous, very dangerous. In this post, she's holding a nutmeg essential oil and she has a pastry right behind her, and her caption says something about using the essential oil in her baking. Why? That is so dangerous. You cannot use an essential oil on your body directly without using some sort of carrier, whether that be olive or coconut oil. So if you can't even put an essential oil directly on your skin, what makes you think that it is okay to ingest an essential oil? That is so dangerous. And this is like another problem with MLMs. They want to come off as professionals that have these types of credentials to make these type of claims that ingesting essential oils is good for your body, or that having these hair care products is going to be very good for your hair, when they're not a cosmetologist, they're not a hairstylist, they are not chemists, they're not scientists. So to make those types of claims can lead you to some legal problems, and that is some stuff that you do not want to deal with. And that's not the only post that Alexa has about ingesting essential oils. She also has one where she's putting them in her water to drink. Why? I mean, like, what's wrong with having a slice of lemon in your water? Why do you have to put some citrusy essential oil in your water, or using nutmeg in your baking? Like, why do you have to substitute those things with essential oils? It just doesn't make any sense. The next person I want to discuss is Scarlett Ortiz. She is a Venezolana or Venezuelan actress. She was highly prominent in the 90s and well into the 2000s to mid 2000s. After that, I really didn't see her in a lot of telenovelas. I don't know, maybe she wasn't getting a lot of roles sent her way, or maybe she was just denying them. I don't know what could have happened. I just wasn't seeing her in a lot of them. And then come to find out, she has joined Monat. And I want to play a little bit of her YouTube video where she discusses why she joined Monat.
Cuando tenemos hijos, porque el tiempo de grabar una telenovela pues es full time, es tiempo completo. Mi hija va a entrar en la adolescencia, cosa que me tiene aterrada. No sé, aquí la mayoría de repente tiene hijos. Yo necesito imperiosamente estar pendiente de mi hija, de que ve en internet, de con quién habla, qué hace, no sé qué, estar sobre ella, porque quiero que tenga una educación buena. Y parte de eso es estar en casa. Por otro lado, yo quiero ser mi propio jefe.
Scarlett has given us her reasons as to why she left the acting world and why she joined Monat. She didn't outright say that she wasn't getting any acting roles, but she subliminally said it in the beginning portion of the video, where she said when you're acting and you're getting all these roles given to you, you are more than happy to just go to work, but when you're not getting any roles, you are scrambling to look for the next job. So there you go. The reason number one that she gave was that she wanted to be a more present parent, and that acting was not going to allow her to be that type of parent, which I have a problem with. Number two was that she wants to be her own boss, and that's a fallacy because under CEO, Scarlett Ortiz's name does not appear under Monat. So she is not the CEO of Monat. She is just an independent contractor, but she is really trying to sell and pull at people's heartstrings with these two reasonings. The reason why I have a problem with her saying that acting would not allow her to be a present parent is because there are plenty of actors and actresses who have children and are very much involved in their children's life. They go to their games, they go to like any activity they're doing. They're involved in making sure that they are getting good grades, that they are becoming good people. So for her to say that acting was an obstacle for her and that it would be an obstacle for anybody that is in that type of world is it's a problem. There are plenty of people who can manage being a parent and being present for their children while still having their own profession that is giving them an actual income. Next person we are going to talk about is Rossi Rivera. She is the youngest sibling of Lupillo and Jenny Rivera. Being that she is their youngest sibling, or sibling in general, I don't understand why she needed to join an MLM, because just having the name Rivera has a lot of weight in the Latino community. These two people, Lupillo and Jenny, are very famous singers. And just having the Rivera name, she could open up any business, whether it's a clothing line, perfume line, makeup, or whatever. That business would do very, very well for her. So I don't see why she would need to join an MLM. She is with Monat and does have a YouTube channel where she showcased the product, but not necessarily did she use it on herself, which is very, very telling, because a lot of influencers out here will get products and say that they love them and that they cannot live with them. They just give them rave reviews without really using the products or have used them for a short amount of time. On her Instagram, you barely see a few posts about Monat on there, but if you click on the link in her bio, you will see a plethora of discount codes, affiliate links, and within those you will see one for Monat. If you click on it, I think it takes you to like purchase the products or join her team. Most likely it is to join her team and become a part of her downline. And I can see why a lot of people would want to join and be a part of her team, because they think that they could be just as successful as her or be in the same realm and in the same world, and just talking to a Rivera would be very exciting. But it's not worth it, you guys. You will be in more debt when you join an MLM. It is not successful as these people make it out to be. You will not have the same things, you will not have the same lifestyle as them by joining an MLM. It's just not a possibility. Number 4 is Rachel Diaz, and she first started off as a model on the show Sábado Gigante with Don Francisco. Everybody knows Sábado Gigante and Don Francisco. It is part of our culture now, but it was more or less a variety show where a lot of musicians and celebrities would come in. He would have a bunch of like the audience come and play a bunch of games, sort of like Jeopardy. And, you know, when they would model off a car, they would have the models come in and, you know, showcase and really sell the cars and what have you. So that is where she started off. And then she moved on to becoming a TV host for a bunch of different shows. Most recently, she was the TV host for Un Nuevo Dia on the Telemundo network. She was recently laid off back in like, what, July, August of 2020. But what I can tell from her Instagram, she was with Monat prior to being fired or laid off. I think she was laid off due to like the whole pandemic being around, and, you know, unfortunately she was one of the few who was on the chopping block. So not having that stable income anymore probably gave her the extra oomph to just keep pumping out this content that, you know, she's her own boss, that you don't need to be working for anybody, that Monat is a good business or a good business structure, and that you can have the lifestyle that she has when it's not a reality. What I've noticed with a lot of Monat MLMers, and more so with Rachel and the next person that I will be talking about, is that they really try to drive in and drill this picturesque lifestyle, that you can have this life where you have a lot of free time to do whatever you want, be a great parent, be present in your child's life, be a successful business owner, be una mujer emprendedora, and that they want to help other people get to where they want to be, reach their goals, and if they want to be like them or have what they have, that they can totally do it by being a part of an MLM, when we all know that you cannot be as successful as a lot of these influencers because they already have a mass following of people that they can already influence into being a part of their downline. You do not need to be a part of a MLM to be a present parent. You can do that without being a part of one. And they're not business owners of whatever MLM they are a part of. We all know that. But they really try to like drive that idea in there. I do want to highlight a post that Rachel made a couple of months back when she got her Cadillac from Monat.
Oyendo, a ver, ¿cuál es el modelo que me gusta? Voy a probarlos todos. La verdad que no me voy a limitar, porque quiero elegir bien, uno que me guste y que yo me sienta feliz de la vida. Así que, nada, comparto con ustedes esa emoción que tengo. Gracias al esfuerzo, gracias al trabajo y sobre todo, el trabajo en equipo, como debe ser. Unidas, somos más.
And I find it funny and sad at the same time, just because I do think that these girls believe with their whole heart they've reached some sort of status of wealth and a luxury, when a lot of people can go out and purchase, lease, or finance a Cadillac. They don't have to be a part of an MLM to do so. And what I find funny is that they also create these videos and a bunch of reels where they line up their cars and they're all the same. They're all the freaking same, and it looks ridiculous. I don't know if they have that much self-awareness to know that they look crazy and ridiculous when they do that, or they just don't care and they're really just trying to push this lifestyle like, oh yes, look, we're wealthy, we're rich, we're living this luxurious life, don't you want it too? And what they don't tell you about the car that Monat gives you is the fact that there's certain requirements and certain ranks that you have to meet in order to get the car and to even keep that car bonus. To get that car, you have to meet a certain rank, and then you will have to keep that rank every single month in order to get that payment from Monat. If you don't meet that rank, you will not get the car bonus to pay off that lease. And on top of that, what they don't tell you is that the lease, or if you finance the car, is not in Monat's name. No. It is in your name. So if you can't make that payment, if you do not meet that rank every single month to get that car bonus, guess what? Now you're not only not making any money from selling these shitty products and recruiting people, now you have an extra $500 in a car payment to make when you're not even making any money. And that's how people get into more debt. And I just can't understand why these celebrities would lend their names and be associated with something like this when they know that it is a scam. It's just awful. The last person that we're going to be talking about, and the only reason why I know this person is associated and partnered with Monat, is because unfortunately my cousin did join her team, is a part of her downline. To this day, I don't know if my cousin is still selling Monat products or even recruiting, but I still know that this person is still actively partnered with Monat because she is promoting the products on her Instagram and talks about them constantly, and that is Jimena Duque. Jimena Duque is a Colombian actress, and she's had substantial amount of work as one. She's done a bunch of telenovelas where the majority of her roles have been reoccurring. I think one was even an antagonist, with a few as the main lead. And I'm not saying that she is a bad actress, and the only reason why I'm bringing it up is because there is a YouTube video that her and her husband did. It's on the Monat YouTube channel. It's like a day in the life or something like that, where he says that she left the acting world or the acting profession as a top actress in order to be a present mom and to have her own business and be her own boss, and all of like the quintessential arguments that they give as to why they joined Monat. To me, her husband really tried to make it seem as though she was this sought out actress on the levels of like a Meryl Streep, Nicole Kidman, Natalie Portman, Lucero, Silvia Navarro, Angelique Boyer, Gal Gadot. Like, these ladies always get sought out to be the leading role or the main role. And I don't know, maybe he thought that by saying that she was this top actress in her industry, that it would give her more credentials, more, what's the word I'm looking for? Validity, there we go. Make it seem more substantial that, hey, this actress who was at the top of her game left her profession and decided to join this business, this MLM, and now she's highly successful. In the video, her husband mentions that she has had an easy segue into entrepreneurship, and that in his 20 years of being an entrepreneur, he's never seen anything like that. And I'm here sitting thinking, well, duh, of course she's gonna have it easy. She's an actress. She's already an established name in a household. People know who she is already. I mean, let's just take a look at her Instagram account. She has 4.1 million followers on her Instagram account. Of course, she's gonna have an easy transition from being an actress to joining an MLM. Recruiting is not gonna be a problem for her. She just has to showcase the products, mention them on her stories, reels, IGTV, and say that she loves them, that they do wonders for her skin, they're doing amazing stuff on her hair, and that she can't live without these products, and that she's promoting them. And that's literally all she has to do, and people will want to join her team. It's that parasocial relationship that many of us have. We think that, okay, because a YouTuber, a musician, an actress, or whomever, you know, we see them day to day on their Instagram accounts or on YouTube, that we have this intimate relationship with them, when it's really just a one-sided relationship in most cases. And a lot of these MLMers, or I should say these celebrities that join these MLMs, really take advantage of that parasocial relationship and just exploit it to the max. A few days ago, Jimena posted on her Instagram stories about Monat's $1 Million Club. And if you take it for face value, then you're like, okay, the people that are in this organization, this club, they're millionaires. Wrong. Far from it. They are not millionaires. The people who get inducted into this club is because they have made $1 million worth in commission. Commission. Not net worth, not income, commission in sales. So when they dish this out on their IG stories, you can be a part of Monat's $1 Million Club. Only like 50 people or 5 people have been inducted. It's not it. Don't buy it. It's pure and utter bull, okay? Like,
yo me pongo a pensar en la gente que dice, ese negocio no sirve. Ese negocio es solo para influencers o figuras públicas. Dios mío, yo fui la primera figura pública de entrar a Monat. Yo creo que, y lo digo humildemente, creo que vieran lo increíble que es este negocio y cómo con nuestra voz y nuestra influencia podemos ayudar a tantas personas. O sea, Monat tiene más de 50 millonarios en el club del $1 millón y en el club de los 5 millones. O sea, y modestia aparte, porque ustedes saben, el año pasado a mí me ingresaron a ese club del $1 millón. O sea, de 50 y pico de personas que están y pertenecen a ese club. Yo soy la única figura pública y la única influencer. Es el que les dice que la oportunidad está ahí para todos, la oportunidad está ahí para ti. O sea, hoy, de todas las mujeres que están ingresando a este club de millonarias, son mujeres como tú. Quisiera que ustedes vieran esta oportunidad a través de mis ojos. Dios mío, esto cambia vidas. esto realmente cambia la vida de la persona que realmente quiere esto.
As you saw in the clip, she mentions a few arguments that us anti-MLMers use in order to educate people about MLMs and why they're predatory. One of them being that in order to be successful in an MLM, you have to be an influencer, a celebrity, or somebody with a big audience. And she said, or made the counter argument, that she was the first influencer in Monat, or to join Monat, and that everybody else was just regular people, the average American here working and succeeding in this MLM, and that you don't have to have a big audience in order to succeed with this MLM. We can easily debunk what Jimena said in her Instagram stories just by looking at 2019's income disclosure for Monat. I don't think 2020 is out yet, but for 2019, the average market partner, the percentage for how many people are in there is 93.54%. So it's a huge chunk. It's a lot of people at that first tier. They're averaging $119 a year. $119. And that's not even taking into account the investment that they had to make by purchasing their kit. You made squat by working in this MLM, basically. Like, you didn't make anything. And then the senior executive director, again, both at 0.01%, averaging $1 million. So there's a very slim sliver of people making a livable wage, but there is a huge chunk of them making squat. So yes, it does take a influencer, a celebrity, or to have a big audience in order to succeed in an MLM. The last argument that Jimena makes is that she's the only influencer within Monat's $1 Million Club, and that the rest of the people who are in it are just your everyday people, and that you don't have to be an influencer to be inducted into this $1 Million Club, that it can be anybody. If she can do it, you can do it too. One, they're really not telling you that when you get into this club, it's because you've made it in commissions and not in income. And then number two, the only other way that you can be successful in an MLM, aside from being a celebrity or an influencer, is to get into that MLM before it becomes saturated. Other than that, you cannot be successful in an MLM because there's just no way. The income disclosure for any MLM will tell you that. If you are a celebrity, there is no excuse in the world to say that you did not know that these companies were MLMs or multi-level marketing. You have the money, you have the resources, you have the people to research and investigate these companies to know what they are all about. Let's not play dumb, let's not be naive. You definitely know what they are, and whether you want to admit it or not, you are scamming people. And it's just very disappointing to see that some of these celebrities would want to associate themselves with MLMs. That is it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, give it a thumbs up and let me know if I've missed any celebrities or influencers in the Latino community who are working with MLMs. And also let me know if there's any anti-MLM content in particular that you would like to see on my channel. I am thinking of making a video reacting to reels on Instagram. For some reason, I've been getting a lot of MLM reels suggested in my Explore page, so I have already a few saved up, but if you have any other suggestions for anti-MLM content, let me know in the comment section below. As always, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!